I did not forget to make the video, and I did not get distracted. I had to wait for Ian. We have 12 minutes to film this video.
The topic of today's video is scholarships. So,
the only reason that we are okay, we obviously don't know everything. These are our experiences, but the reason we feel semi-qualified to share this information is because I got $56,916 from Brock University for scholarships or competition, 3 of the same awards. So we got the Brock Scholars Award, which was for having a 93% average coming out of high school. So we got $14,000 spread over 4 years, contingent on maintaining an 80% average. We also both got the Brock Leaders Citizenship Society Award. That was a separate one that you had to apply for. So that was based on community involvement and leadership, stuff that we had done through high school, from being involved with our church, playing on volleyball teams, fundraising, that kind of stuff.
Interact Club,
yeah.
DECA.
So that was $8,000, and that was spread over 4 years as well, contingent on maintaining 80%. For that one, because we were part of a society, we had to do a certain amount of community volunteer hours, participate in certain events that BLCS was running, etc. And then the third one that we both got was the Ken Fowler Entrepreneurship Award. Ian's a year older than me. He got this one the year before me. How long did it take you to write your essay?
I don't know.
A while.
Olivia likes to say that she wrote hers so fast and mine was so long.
Well, no, I just remember Ian stressing about it and making the whole family read and edit it, and we were all really excited for you. We really wanted you to get it, so we were all on board.
So here's the reason that I did that, because every hour that I spent on it, every word that I perfected, if it got me closer to getting that scholarship, was worth a lot of money. The scholarship was it was supposed to be $18,000 when it started, and by the end, maybe Mr. Fowler made more money, but we ended up getting $22,000 roughly. So for me, I was also getting it first, so I didn't know what level of competition I had out there. Olivia only had to compete with me the next year.
Oh yeah, okay. No,
this is our healthy rivalry.
This one is awarded to one person in the whole school, so it doesn't matter what faculty or anything, if you're in business or not in business. I didn't even have a business at the time, and I just wrote an essay about entrepreneurship and how I had a desire to be an entrepreneur and how it was something that excited me and interested me. Which
goes to show you that even if you think maybe you're not qualified for it, if you write a good essay and you put in the right information and you're a good person, obviously Olivia is a deserving person of that scholarship, but she didn't have that business at that time, but she aspired to be like me maybe, and she'd seen that I did it and got that scholarship, and neither of us knew how many other people were applying for it. In theory, we could be the only ones that took the time to write the essay. What was it, a couple page, or it was
it was a 2-page.
The prompt was why
talk about entrepreneurship, 1 or 2 pages.
Why you deserve it, or something
something vague. So we have no idea if we're the only ones. Maybe we were one of hundreds. Who knows? But honestly, half the battle of these scholarship things is showing up. Write the essay, do the work. A common question that I've been getting in my DMs the last few days is, where do I look? And I have a couple things to say about that, because first of all, it's different for every school and every institution. Really good place to start is obviously that school's website, financial aid. Just look up the word scholarship on those websites. If you're under the age of 30, you probably know how to use Google better than most people. Google it. There are websites that are Canada-wide scholarships. You can just look up the word scholarship, local business, scholarship, banks, they have scholarships they're always giving out, small businesses, it's all over the place. And I would argue that the question isn't really where to look, because everybody knows where to look if they really wanted to. It's, are you actually willing to put the time in to write these essays, to apply for them, and to be preparing for these opportunities?
So here's the other thing. What Olivia's talking about is preparation. You have to be the right person to deserve that scholarship most of the time. Sometimes there's scholarships for such specific things, like you like squirrels and painting, and you can get a scholarship.
Your dad worked at GM for 10 years.
Right, so there's stuff like that.
Indigenous people, or you speak French, or you came from a French high school, stuff like that.
So there's those very niche scholarships, and then there's the very general scholarships, like the TD, the RBC, the big insurance companies. They're basically trying to find good people, probably, for their future employees.
Yeah, it's promotional. And
with those, you're competing against really, 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 really good people in Canada. There's some insane students that are just so hardcore community involvement, passionate about whatever lane they're in, and those are gonna be hard to get. You can still get those, but those are people that write really high SAT scores or really high prep scores, and honestly, you can do it if you're really committed. And it's not to say that I'm not committed, but I would rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. And so those big ponds are the global or the national level scholarships, which you can compete for. But I would say like figure out where you're going to university or where you might want to go to university and try and find those local scholarships more specifically. And then the other thing that we should talk about is prepping for these scholarships or to be deserving of them. Like I remember grade 8 asking my vice principals, like, am I going to make the principal's honor roll, right? Like keener, nerd, all that
Try
stuff.
hard.
But we come from the same family, let's be real. So, and there's nothing wrong with trying hard. And I've learned over time, like you can chillax, you can relax a little bit more. But I got like an 84.6. This is how close I was. You need an 85. And I was like, do they round up? Or are they like, is that 84 not?
But the fact that you were worried about that, not in like a bad anxiety way, but the fact that you're worried
No,
about that,
I
it
wanted
shows
to-
that you cared, and it
Right.
shows that you wanted to like find things that could help set you apart.
And here's the thing, it didn't matter at all. It doesn't matter today, and it doesn't matter going into grade 9, because high school doesn't really matter that much at the beginning.
Yeah.
But what mattered was who I was as a person that wanted to achieve and get that threshold.
Yeah.
Right? So if the threshold had been 90, I probably would have pushed for a 90, right? It's just where they set the
It's
bar.
just striving,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, I can just get over the bar. But the other thing was we come back from exchange in France in grade 8, and so my grades were very uncertain because they were taking grades from over there, I guess, or from back at our elementary school. And then I ended up with an 84.6. Grade 9 and 10, those are your fundamental years for like how you operate as a person, how you learn, how you interact with others. Grade 11 and 12, those were your grades start to count. Basically, after I had got the grades that I needed to get into university and like hit my scholarship stuff, I kind of like chilled out. Now, that's not to say do enough to get by. Our mom always says like do enough to get ahead. Once you get your 80s, like stay above 80, but like enjoy your life. There's no additional money that you get for scholarships if you have a 95,
Yeah,
right?
I knew that I had to maintain 80%, 75% for the entrepreneurship scholarship.
Okay.
And I think that's indicative of the fact that an entrepreneur knows that a lot of your experiences are not going to come from the classroom. Like he was like,
You can let your grades drop a
you just
little.
got to have a 75 and make sure you're getting out there and you're experiencing more things. And if you're an entrepreneur, you might be running a business, so maybe your attention is elsewhere. But same idea. I knew as long as I have the 80, I'm getting my scholarship renewed. That's what matters to me, and it gave me the opportunity to say yes to other things. I could have easily pushed to have 95 and to be top of my class and beta gamma sigma and all of those things, but to me that's not what was important. I really wanted the experience that came outside the classroom, running my business, doing the competitions that I did, like varsity volleyball, all of those things.
That's a good transition point. So for the competitions that we did, just a bunch of business
Entrepreneurship
competitions.
stuff, yeah.
Entrepreneurship related.
And then I did a business competition where my team of 3 people won $2,000 for coming first. That's $666. I did a medical case competition where we got $5,000 because it was a global competition, split 4 ways. I got $1,250. I won the Surgite Award when I was graduating, so that's another $1,000 there. So obviously these things require work. They were competitions. I had to put extra time in. I had to practice with a team. I had to pitch. I had to write essays and do all of those things, but obviously the payout is worth it in the end.
Yeah, the big one for you is Deborah Rosati.
Yeah, that one I earned $10,000 to put towards my business. So that one's not really like 10,000 personal dollars. That was 10,000 business dollars, but it's still $10,000 of my own money that I didn't have to invest in my business that I could obviously put elsewhere.
We didn't just go from grade 11, 12, and all of a sudden in the summer write essays that said, oh,
I did all these magical things.
right,
Yeah.
we did a bunch of stuff to deserve and earn these things. There's other people out there that deserve them as well. We were just fortunate enough to have written good essays and been at the right place at the right time. There's a part of luck to this, but you can't benefit from that luck if you don't try. We hope that you enjoyed the video and that this brought you a little bit of insight into the world of scholarships and how much money there is in fact available out there for students. We knew growing up that we were to be paying for our own education. Our parents didn't pay for it. Our parents couldn't pay for it, I don't think.
Yeah, I literally
We don't have-
I had $0 to go to
No.
university.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, that this brought you a little bit of insight into the world of scholarships, what exists out there, and makes your university life a little bit easier and a little bit cheaper, because student debt is probably the next national crisis.
It is the
That's
next
another
national
video.
crisis. Go get that money. Good luck.